Sawadee, good evening. Welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. Tonight you're with me, Rungtip Chotnapalai. Heavy rains continue mostly in the northeastern part of Thailand. Meanwhile, the government, together with Bangkok Metropolitan Authority or BMA, will test water drainage systems in Bangkok in early September. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra said that between September the 5th and 7th, the government and the BMA will test water drainage systems during high tide. Officials will be releasing 30% of water through canals and waterways that have been dredged. Today, they will stop if the water has an impact on people living along the canals. Meanwhile, heavy rain, which continues in the northeastern part of the country, is causing water to swarm municipal areas of Srisaket province. As for Nakhon Ramtakong Reservoir, in Nakhon Ratchasima province, the water level has increased by more than 1 million cubic meters. The regional irrigation department estimated that rain will continue over the next 4 to 5 weeks. In the northern province of Lampang, residents in Pong Sen and Lampang Luang Sub-Districts invited monks to pray for rainfall after rice fields in the area have been severely affected by the drought. Department of the National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation gathered names of officials at Phuket's District Land Department who allegedly illegally issued title deeds to owners of luxury resorts and hotels worth tens of billions of baht after the area was declared a national park in 1981. National Park authorities visited Phuket District's Land Department today to request the names of officials who issued land title deeds to 11 resort and hotel owners. The value of all the luxury resorts and hotels which are located in the Sirirat National Park in Phuket is estimated to be in the tens of billions of baht. It was discovered that the title deeds were issued after the area was declared a national park in 1981. National Park authorities are now gathering evidence to support a lawsuit against the land department officials for malpractice. The authorities also investigated the Land Strait Company, one of the 11 suspect resort and hotel owners. Damlong Pidet, Director General of the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, expected that the case will be completed by September the 15th. If the court finds the business owners guilty of encroachment, the department will have the legal right under Section 22 of the 1961 National Parks Act to demolish the buildings. While major Thai food businesses are gradually making investments in neighboring countries to take advantage of the new business opportunities that will come with the birth of the AEC in 2015, a study by the University of Thai Chamber of Commerce found that the Thai rice industry will gain little from this economic integration. This is because the region is not Thailand's primary market. Still, the government needs to be committed to increasing productivity as local rice farmers will face stiffer competition from their regional counterparts. Here's more from Kun Bandit Gert Bandit.
Ahead of the launch of the ASEAN Economic Community or AEC in 2015, leading Thai agriculture businesses are racing to expand their investment portfolios in neighboring countries. Yet, small-sized food producers, especially rice farmers and millers, lack a good understanding about what the AEC actually is. In fact, the Thai Chamber of Commerce projected that the Thai rice industry will benefit little from a freer flow of trade in the region. This is because the country's primary rice customers are in the United States, Europe and Africa, not ASEAN. A majority of ASEAN people don't consume Thai rice due to its higher price. At present, Vietnam dominates the region's rice market, providing 70% of ASEAN's total rice exports. Even though customs duties levied on crops will be reduced once the AEC is formed, it is expected that Thai farmers will only earn 1,000 baht more per year. That is just 100 baht incremental change per month. While the Thai Chamber of Commerce forecast that Thai rice exports will expand by an insignificant 1.18%, it does not look as though the AEC will make any significant difference to the local rice industry, given that there is no sign of Thailand increasing rice imports from neighboring countries either.
Thailand only permits the import of one type of crop, which I understand is broken milled rice. However, there's actually no need for us to buy rice from our neighbours, or any foreign countries for that matter. Of course, the government does allow importation of broken milled rice, but importers have to first seek permission from the Commerce Ministry.
Even though Thai rice might not stand to benefit much from the AEC in the early stages, more opportunities are likely to present when ASEAN economies flourish in time and citizens having more money in their pockets demand better quality rice. Therefore, Thai jasmine or Homali rice might become popular in the years ahead.
ประเทศที่นำเข้าข้าวไทยสูงกว่าเวียดนามในอาเซียนนะครับคือสิงคโปร์
The country that imports rice from Thailand more than it does from Vietnam is Singapore, because Singaporeans have high purchasing power. So if the economy of ASEAN member countries were to develop and match that of Singapore or better, their citizens' desire to consume high-quality rice will grow. This will turn out to be an opportunity for Thai rice.
The imminent arrival of the AEC requires the Thai rice industry to adapt quickly. Although Thailand is at the forefront in terms of rice quality, milling standards, marketing and transportation, competitors like Vietnam and Myanmar have much lower production costs, which will become a problem in the long run.
คำว่าเปิดเสรี AEC เนี่ยหัวใจสำคัญมันก็คือเป็นสนามแข่งขันนะฮะ
The heart of the AEC is that it is a battlefield of competition, where those who prevail are those who prepare and adapt. Production will shift to the country that has the most potential and the lowest cost. If the cost of production in Thailand remains high when the AEC arrives, it will be interesting to see whether it will be an appropriate place for agricultural production.
Experts are stressing that in administrating the Thai rice industry, the government needs to set a clear and committed goal to increase competitiveness. Thailand should learn from Vietnam, where there is less government intervention in the market. In Vietnam, the government guaranteed the rice farmers a profit of 30% and offer the private sector 0% loans to purchase crop from the farmers. This distorts the market far less than the Thai rice pledging scheme does.
Thank you, Kun Bandit. 5 major ASEAN rice producers, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia and Burma, will form a rice trader association, the first of its kind in the world, to create a sustainable system for trading and production. The news was confirmed by Cambodian Minister of Commerce Cham Prasit when attending the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Cham Prasit said the cooperation among the 5 major rice producers will help in underdeveloped countries, including Cambodia, gain more market information and, at the same time, take advantage of the market experience of Thailand to expand the international market so as to promote the economic development in these countries. One of the missions of the association is to achieve an annual increase of 10% in its export price of rice. Sources said Thailand will open rice-free trade zones along its borders to help the other 4 countries process rice for exports so as to boost the export price of rice.
When we have this association, we are not going to control the price of rice. It's still based on the law on supply and demand in the world. What we are having this association is to combine our force to supply more to the world, exchanging experience and technology and how to be able to produce more and produce the thing that the market needs so that we can sell more also. So this is the vision that we have when we want to set up this type of association.
The association to be formed has raised concern that it would control the world rice market, as its 5 members currently export 20 million tons of rice each year, accounting for 2/3 of the total exports in the global market. Following Dtac's massive service failure on Tuesday, the Office of the Consumer Protection Board has instructed the mobile network operator to compensate its customers by either doubling the amount of service time lost and giving it as free minutes, or offering a flat 130 minutes for free for a period of 30 days with no restrictions. Dtac's network outage on Tuesday affected millions of mobile users, although the company's managers have laid out compensation measures. Dtac subscribers are not satisfied. The Office of the Consumer Protection Board, therefore, sees it as appropriate that Dtac compensate for the damage caused to its 23.5 million customers by either doubling the amount of time lost during the outage and giving it as free minutes, or by offering a flat 130 minutes for free for a period of 30 days with no restrictions. Sari Ong-Somwang, president of the Office of the Consumer Protection Board, said that Dtac should be held responsible for the damages that were created with no conditions, and that asking the subscribers to contact the company for compensation only creates a burden on the customers and is unjust. If service disruptions do happen again in the future, Dtac should give its users the right to transfer to other networks within 30 days without having to pay any service fees. More than 70% of Thailand's GDP depends on exports. Earlier, I spoke with Associate Professor Somchai Phakaphaviwatt, a prominent economics and political scholar, who suggested that the country needs a long-term strategy to boost exports given the global economic downturn. What about the confidence of the investors towards Thailand?
Frankly speaking, when we talk about the confidence, we talk about what we call structural confidence, not what we call cyclical confidence. The confidence of the investor is depend on how our strategic position is. As of now, I think confidence is still with us because with the AFTA and AEC, our market is not solely limited to 60 something million population, is expanding into including another 9 countries, the so-called AFTA and AEC. So the confidence with Thailand is part of the confidence as a region as a whole. But in order to create more and more confidence, what we need to do, enhance our capability, in order to adjust, orient our capability according to what we are really good at. So in this sense, if we can, for example, adjust structurally a little bit upward into what we call a value added, not rely on what we call natural resources, and also that would enhance more and more confidence in the future. But of course, relating to what happened just now, I don't think that will affect the country as a whole, but maybe create a little bit doubt among the investor toward the person who speak, but not to the country as a whole.
So what will be the way out for Thailand? What can we achieve? Even 9%, do you think is still optimistic?
Frankly speaking, when we talk about export, it is not our control. It depends on the world at large. So what we could do, but that is structurally and need a lot of time, is that if we create, for example, a very competitive products, so no matter what happens in the world, our competitiveness is still there. Look at what happened into the 27 countries in Europe. Germany has already created competitiveness. That's part of what we call the downfall. The competitiveness is a little bit, not a little bit, grossly higher than all the other countries. This is one example. If you can create what we call a product that can be competitive, downward, you are outperforming. Secondly, what we also need is that the market, if we can diversify market, and particularly if, for example, we enhance our internal consumption in outer investment to the level that dependent less on what we call the external factor, that would be a shield against what we call the external eventuality. Given that we are now living in what we call flat world, that is very dangerous if we have no immunity mechanism.
South Korea sent a diplomatic document to Japan on today dismissing Japan's proposal to take the issue of disputed islands to the International Court of Justice, or ICJ. Here's more from Kunhyu Adam.
The islands, called Dokdo in South Korea and Takashima in Japan, lie equidistant from the two mainlands and are believed to contain frozen natural gas deposits potentially worth billions of dollars. The South Korean Foreign Ministry handed over the document to Councillor Kotaro Otsuki of the Japanese Embassy in Seoul today and left the Foreign Ministry without answering any questions from the media. Japan's cabinet agreed last week to ask South Korea to submit a joint proposal to the ICJ regarding the disputed islands. South Korean Foreign Minister Kim Sung-hwan said at the time the proposal was not worth considering. Japan's proposal would be a largely symbolic move, as South Korea's agreement would be necessary to open the case at the ICJ. Earlier this month, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda expressed regret over South Korean President Lee Myung-bak's August 10th visit to the islands, and his remarks that Japanese Emperor Akihito should apologize for Japan's colonial rule if he wants to visit South Korea. Lee became the first South Korean leader to make the trip to the islands, which have been a persistent irritant in relations between the two countries. Japan's ties with South Korea, where resentment over its 1910 through 1945 colonization of the peninsula remains strong, took a sharp turn for the worse after Lee's visit to the islands. Hugh Adams, Thai PBS.
Thank you, Kun Hugh. And here at ThaiPBS News, there are exciting opportunities for English language reporters to join us based at ThaiPBS studios as part of our team producing ThaiPBS English News Service. If you would like more information, please visit the ThaiPBS website. And if you are interested, send your resume to us at job@thaipbs.or.th. And that wraps up tonight's edition of ThaiPBS English News Service. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rungtip Chonapawai. Have a good night. Sawadee ka.